Hey guys, I'm Adam from Top Dog, and today I'm doing a product review for the Treat Dispensing Chew Ball from Starmark. These are an awesome toy, and the reason I wanted to do a review of it is because a little while back I did a blog that you can check out down below about some of my favorite toys to use here at the Top Dog training facility, and this is one of them. And this has been on my top 5 favorite toys for probably the last 7 or 8 years. Now, it did undergo a name change just a couple years ago, so you might find still some of the few old ones out there that are still called the Everlasting Green Ball, I believe. But as long as it looks like this should be the right one for you. They haven't changed the material that makes them up or anything like that, just the name. Well, the reason why I love this ball so much is because of the fact that it's a very soft ball, but very durable. Compared to, like, for example, the Kong, which is super durable, but it's also really hard. I can barely squeeze it. And so for dogs that really like to chew on stuff, they can't really get a lot of purchase. They can't get a lot of satisfaction out of this. Still one of my favorite toys, and you'll see me talk about this all the time and look for a review coming up on these just a little bit later. But the Everlasting Green Ball is super soft. Other thing I love about it is that it comes in 2 different sizes. So big dogs like Zeno and Knox, my big guys, they love this big one. Smaller dogs prefer this one. You'll also notice this one is just about the size of a tennis ball. So for those dogs that love playing fetch with a tennis ball, you can have something that's going to be way more durable than what a tennis ball is, but still be about the same size. And I've even been able to squeeze these into chuckets before. Chuckets are those arms that make throwing a tennis ball way easier for you. So that's another real huge benefit to these. So these are excellent for dogs that like to really squeeze stuff to the back of their mouth and just chew on it. They love just really getting into it. The dogs that these don't work great for are the dogs that are real front teeth chewers. They like to pluck and pick stuff apart. Because of the fact that these have these little corners where you can shove some treats down inside, those little points are kind of easy for the dogs to pull apart. When the dogs are just chewing on this, it's very hard to rip. But when you get a dog that really picks at those corners, they can start to do some damage to the ball. And that's why I brought this one out as an example. You can see this one was chewed on by a dog that really liked to pick with the front teeth, and he kind of ate away at some of those points right there. Now, the ball as a whole, the integrity of the ball is still there. It's still a pretty good toy to use, but you just got to really monitor, and you got to know your dog. You don't want to give your dog the wrong toy. That's why we have all these options. The other cool thing about this is that even though it's a ball that can be primarily used for like fetch and stuff and as a chew toy, it can also be used for putting some treats down inside of it. And so that can keep your dog busier a little bit longer. It's a great option if you just like shoving your kibble inside of a toy. The Kong, if you just shove some kibble inside, typically it just falls out really quickly. But this, as you shove it in there, it's got those little flaps that kind of hold it in there. But again, those front teeth chewers are going to tear that up a bit. So if you're looking to replace, say, your tennis balls, if you're frequently having this problem, this is what happens to a tennis ball after about 3 or 4 minutes with Zeno. He can tear them apart really fast. So that becomes dangerous if he swallows a piece or something like that. So primarily, these are what I use for playing fetch. Sometimes I like to stick a rope through them to play tug, things like that. These are just an awesome toy. They've got some good UV resistance, so they make good yard toys too. Sometimes I accidentally forget them out in the yard and I come back a few days later and pick them up. They last way longer than tennis balls that have been left out. Excellent chew toys. Not the best toy for a dog that likes to be a front teeth chewer, that likes to pluck stuff apart. But for big, powerful chewers, believe it or not, this is still a really viable option. Even though it's way softer, most folks think their dog is a real powerful chewer. The only option is bones and Kongs and stuff. This actually makes a great option because the material is super durable, but still really squishy. Thanks so much for watching, guys. One of my favorite toys. I hope you go out and pick it up. You'll see a link for it down below. As always, like and subscribe, and thanks again for watching.